everybody knows I'm the biggest Brett Favre fan in the world, but when it comes down to this, and it comes down to two coaches who run systems that are built on precision, coaches who run systems that are based on not making the mistake, I had to go with Bart Starr because of his efficiency, the fact that he is a winner, and he's gutsy without making a mistake. Brett Favre, for all the greatness that he has, that one interception with teams with this kind of talent can be the difference in a game.
Yeah, yeah.
That is why I picked Starr over Favre, and that I was hoping that you would pick Favre.
But I think we saw
The
what
way you sold that, I really thought you might have gone with somebody like Lynn Dickey or Arnie Herber or Cecil Isbell or somebody like that.
Yeah, I was just, I was teasing. I was going to keep everybody on the string. I was going to go with Favre the entire time.
Well, let's not forget
But
either
I think
people that.
here's my logic.
Okay.
I think we're going to be a run first team.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. With Lombardi as your coach.
We're going to be a run first team. We're going to be pounding the ball with the Packers sweep with Jim Taylor, Amon Green. We're going to play great defense with Nitschke and Reggie White and Charles Woodson and the playmakers I got on defense. I think we're going to be fine. I think we've seen what happens when Brett Favre has a dominant running game. You saw it in Minnesota when he had Adrian Peterson, and the offense was based around Adrian Peterson. He had probably the best season of his career. So I think you pair Favre with Jim Taylor, Amon Green, Forrest Gregg, Jim Ringo, Fuzzy Thurston, Marco Rivera, Mark Tauscher.
You reasoned for that season in Minnesota, but how did that season in Minnesota end? With an interception.
Shut up. That's just because the Minnesota coach, Brad Childress, was a shitty coach. He didn't know what he was doing. Favre wouldn't have done that shit on Lombardi's watch. Lombardi would have beheaded Brett Favre if that were his team.
You think, but all it takes is that one play. And how did Brett Favre's career end with the Packers? On an interception. And to me, with my team, it's a quarterback centric team. It's
Vince
Bart
Lombardi
Starr.
wasn't coaching.
I'll give you that. I will give you that. That's always a factor. That's always a factor. But with the Packers sweep, which you believe is going to be your bread and butter, and it could be, but with the athleticism and playing in a 4-3, playing in a shoot-the-gap scheme, a scheme that does not allow for a play like that to develop in the way that it needs to develop, especially in an aggressive defense like what Fritz Shermer will run, I've got Nick Collins on the back end. I'm not worried about Favre beating me deep. He's going to get picked off. I've got Herb Adderley on one side, Al Harris on the other. I'm not worried about your passing game, even with Favre and James Lofton and Donald Driver. I'm just not that worried. I got three guys right there that can take it to the house, and Chuck Cecil's going to make anybody that comes across the middle afraid to come across the middle. But with KGB, with Aaron Cannon, with Gilbert Brown, who's going to occupy
Jermichael
two
Finley's
blockers,
not afraid to go over the middle.
That's a given. Jermichael Finley's going to drop every pass that comes his way.
Jermichael Finley's a beast.
I'm not denying that. He is
no,
when
he
catches the ball.
I believe.
But with that linebacking core, I've got ball hawks all over the field. I've got guys all over the field.
All right. Well,
that are gonna.
I think.
Well, this thing too. Here's the thing: is you say you're gonna run the ball, and it's gonna be based on the sweep. What if you don't get the ball? Say Holmgren can run a traditional West Coast offense not built around the deep passing of Brett Favre. I've got ball hawks, but I've got a balanced game. My game's not built around the pass or just the run. I can play keep away in this West Coast offense. I can pass to set up the run. I can pass short to set up the deep
You
pass. I can run to set up the pass. I've got so many options in my offense that Vince Lombardi doesn't have in his offense that you're going to have to depend on less plays that I'm not sure you can run against some of the athleticism and the scheme of this defense.
all right. Enough of this horse shit. Enough of this. I'm not listening to it anymore. First of all, your offense is never going to have a chance to get off the ground. Because I don't care what you do, West Coast offense. I don't care if you roll out to the right, roll out to the left. You roll out to the right, you got Reggie White in your face, and you're getting slammed to the ground. That's the bottom line. Bart Starr ain't going to make it through the whole game. He goes to the left side, he's got Willie Davis in his face. What's he going to do? You try to dump it off short over the middle, you got Ray Nitschke waiting to tear somebody's head off. You try to go deep, you got Charles Woodson, probably one of the greatest ball hawks of all time. He'll pick it off. He'll take it to the house. Charles Woodson takes it to the house. Charles Woodson makes house calls, folks. You throw it to either side. Tramon Williams, known to take it to the house. You go back, you watch that Atlanta Falcons game in 2010. Turning point of the game, Tramon Williams, pick 6 on Matt Ryan. I don't think Bart Starr has the arm strength to squeeze it in tight windows.
Oh,
and even
I
if
do.
he does, you still got Willie Wood. You still got Leroy Butler. I like my defense over your offense.
I like my offense over your defense. I like Don Hudson, and I like Sterling Sharp, two of the best route runners in the history of the game. Guys who can get open, guys who can slip those tackles, guys who can pick up those yards after the catch. And we have seen too much film of Bart Starr throwing in some teeny tiny tight windows to ever question his arm strength. You're talking about a 5 world championship quarterback here. Don't discount Bart Starr. This is a man who has beat his health issues just to come back to Lambeau Field to wave at everybody.
That's true. I'll give him credit for that. But Bart Starr, it doesn't matter. He's going to have more health issues because your offensive lineman, you picked Chad Clifton at the top of the draft. Not only did you pick Chad Clifton to protect his blind side, you picked a 6'2", 250-pound offensive lineman from the 1800s to block him. How are they going to block Reggie White and Willie Davis? Are you kidding me? And if I blitz Ray Nitschke, shut the front door.
If you blitz Ray Nitschke, that's going for a touchdown.
Oh,
Don Hudson is going to come crossing over the middle after putting a move on Tramon Williams, putting him on skates out on the boundary, and he's taking it to the house.
And Willie Wood would lay the wood and knock his leather helmet right off of his head.
Oh, no. Don Hudson would shake Willie Wood off. He'd smack him down and say, "Boy, let me show you something."
No.
There's a reason Don Hudson still has. There's a reason Don Hudson has records that still stand.
This ain't the 1930s.
There's a reason Don Hudson has records that still stand.
What? Didn't Devontae Adams break one of his records last year? Come on.
He broke a catches in a game.
I'd have been better off taking Devontae Adams.
You can't put Devontae Adams over Don Hudson in any conversation. Ever.
Oh, I'm doing it in this conversation because Don Hudson has officially become the enemy. Don Hudson is now the enemy.
You bastard. You can say all you want. You can say all you want, but honestly,
I just don't think you have a chance. I think you messed up.
I didn't mess up.
Your offense. I think you
because I'm telling you, this game right into the hands of Nick Collins.
Brett Favre's going to rocket some balls through that defense. You took.
And Nick Collins takes it to the house too, my friend.
Nick Collins, give me a break. He had 2 good seasons.
See, you're flipping your script here because you're one who talks about Nick Collins could have been on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Well, he could have been, but he wasn't. And he's not.
He's
going to be getting blitzed over.
I've got 3
Look, you got all your guys.
Who
Nick
can
Collins
all take
could
it
have
to
been
the
in the Hall of
house.
Fame. Jerry Kramer could have been in the Hall of Fame.
Hey, this is all about guys at the height of their powers. because you're talking about how Jermichael Finley's not going to drop balls. He had one half of a season where he didn't have the dropsies.
Listen to me. You
Jermichael
bastard.
Finley couldn't have caught his car keys for the majority of his career.
Jerry Kramer and Gil Gillingham wouldn't have been shit without Forrest Gregg and Fuzzy Thurston.
Oh, how dare you.
They're the stars. They're the stars of that offensive line back in the day, and I got them both. Deal with it, pal.
Without Jerry Kramer, the Packers don't win the Ice Bowl.
Who needed to win that game? Lombardi had already won all those championships before anyway. Big deal. You made one play. Good job. Good job, Jerry.
Oh, how dare you. How dare you say Jerry Kramer made one play?
He made one play.
You go tell that to Jerry Kramer.
And you go with Chad
See if
Clifton.
he doesn't whoop your ass.
I wouldn't dare. But you go with Chad Clifton. I took Mark Tauscher.
Chad Clifton. You can't talk shit about Chad Clifton.
All you got to do is look at the Pro Bowls, pal. Who has more Pro Bowls?
You're really getting into Pro Bowls?
Pro Bowls.
You're getting into meaningless votes?
Mark Tauscher. Pro Bowls are important.
Championships.
Oh, so we're not counting Pro Bowls anymore. Oh, well, championships, I got Team Lombardi. Holmgren has one.
Holmgren has one. Okay, we'll give Holmgren
And he blew
that.
one.
Holmgren has one in the era of free agency. Two different things.
He should have had two,
Two
but he
different
blew it.
things. Nobody was beating the Broncos.
And it wasn't Brett Favre's fault.
Favre blew it.
Favre didn't blow it.
Favre threw an interception. 2.
That Packers defense with your buddy Gilbert Brown, and they blew it. All right,
Dude,
I don't hear it.
Terrell Davis was running blind.
Exactly, a blind running back. A blind running back beat your defense. A blind running back.
Keep talking
beat
until
your
Brett Favre
defense.
throws that interception.
Thank you for making the point for me.
One guy on my defense. One guy on my defense.
Hey, it's your defense, pal. It's your defense. Your
Good
team
Lord,
home
running that Packer sweep with the athleticism on my defense. They won't have time.
The deadly athleticism of Gilbert Brown. Oh, boy.
The Packers sweep will not work.
I already got a plan for Gilbert Brown.
It will not work.
I already got a plan for Gilbert Brown. We're just going to throw
Henry Jordan.
We're going to throw a sandwich and a bag of Cheetos down. And when Gilbert Brown goes for it, we'll have we'll have Jim Taylor put the boots to him.
Oh, that's dirty. I'll tell you what's going to happen in this game. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Johnny Blood and Chuck Cecil are going to invite your team out for drinks the night before, drink them all under the table, and they're all going to be sick. And they won't even be able to play.
Motherfucker, Ray Nitschke was the voice of Miller.
It's too much.
Ray Nitschke was the voice of Miller Lite for years. Are you kidding me? He was the face.
Oh, God, we've gone too far. We've gone way too far. This is no longer about football.
It's personal now. We need everybody to settle this. Me and Ty are at each other's throats now.
We're too competitive. It's time to leave it up to the fans.
We need the fans to settle this.
We're starting to hate each other more than Shelby hates us. We got to stop.
We need Shelby to get in the middle of this. So, folks, we need you to go to Twitter. Get on Twitter. We're going to post the rosters. We're going to post a poll, or we're going to do a hashtag thing. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the best way to do it. And we're going to have a contest. If you vote, if you use the hashtag, either Team Holmgren, Team Lombardi, which team you think is the best all-time Packers team, you are in the running. We will select you for a special prize. We'll announce it on Twitter. We'll let you guys know. But we need you guys to settle this, to cool things down. Because at this point, it's a stalemate. Who do you got? Team Lombardi? Team Holmgren? You let us know. Because to me, it's very lopsided. It's a very one-sided affair.
And Frazier, I'm talking to you. Team Holmgren. Don't let me down.
Don't pander for votes. What's wrong with you?
You got it, buddy.
And we're going to try to keep this on the up and up as much as possible.
I will pander to Frazier all day.
You can have Frazier's vote. I'm going to pander. Hey Russia, you're pretty good at that whole, election voting
Oh,
thing. Why don't
don't
you
even.
dip into the Titletown Rumble, huh? For your old buddy Mike, for your old buddy Vince Lombardi.
And
He'd greatly appreciate it. So just put that out there. Just put it out there.
you dare to speak of integrity.
Well, it's. I'm just saying, if there are any emails or anything that need to be leaked on WikiLeaks, Bart Starr might be into some dirtiness. I'm just saying, if you got anything on any of these guys, just don't hold back. That's all I'm saying.
Bart Starr may be the next purest human being in the world after Fred Rogers. Don't you dare.
Well, he may be the most purest human being after Fred Rogers, but I got the Minister of Defense on my team. I got God on my team. I got Reggie White. Reggie White is on my team. So contend with that.
Oh, you went there. Oh, you went there. You did.